Good morning, I'm Clinton Griffiths. As much as $1.5 billion in ag may have been lost in Florida due to Hurricane Ian. The University of Florida releasing its preliminary report saying over 1.2 million acres of agricultural land was impacted by the high-end Category 4 storm. AgDay's Michelle Rook joins us with a breakdown of the damage assessed so far.
Clinton, the report says even though the Florida coast bore some of the worst impacts of the storm, the strong winds and rain battered a wide area of the peninsula. Those adding up the damage say despite heavy flooding that prevented them from getting a full assessment of some fields, they're predicting the following. Citrus crop losses up to $304 million, depending on the level of fruit drop and damage to branches and other impacts. But the entire state's 375,000 acres of citrus was impacted. Vegetables and melons up to $394 million. Livestock operations and producers of animal products are expected to suffer losses of up to $222 million. Experts say the damage for agricultural producers is similar to past hurricanes.
You know, we're hearing some very high percentages being reported in the news. It's not completely devastating to the entire agriculture industry in the state. That does not mean that individual operations won't have very different impacts, but also if we look back to Hurricane Irma, which hit a similar, hit the peninsula, unlike Michael, which went up the panhandle. If we look back at Hurricane Irma, the amount that we estimated of damage on Hurricane Irma does fall within this range that we're presenting here for Hurricane Ian. So I think it's on par with or will potentially be similar to what we experienced with Hurricane Irma.
However, court says they don't have good information yet on the depth and duration of flooding, so their damage assessment could go up.
So the impacts of that flooding on farming and ranching operations is still uncertain, whether or not there'll be impacts to yield or quality that are not yet apparent.
There's also uncertainty tied to grower decisions on delayed planting, replanting of damaged crops, or delays to production due to infrastructure damage. And the University of Florida economists did not look at the impact the hurricane will have on the price of damaged commodities. Court says that's because there are so many other factors outside of Florida's production that impact the price consumers pay for these food items at the store.